Maybe listen to me speak, yeah. No matter what, just let it go.
Persuadable. I'm just gonna tell you all. This Friday, I go back home to Rhode Island. Oh my God, look at that. That was such a good umbrella. Oh my God, that was so good. And so I go back to Rhode Island this Friday. It's gonna be about 2,600 miles to drive. So I'm gonna be super busy next week. Oh my God, I can't wait to see my dog. Can we talk about this? My dog is the cutest beagle ever. He's got those big floppy ears. Oh my God, I cannot wait to snuggle him. If you're asking me why I'm going back home, I've only seen my family 7 days in the past almost 2 years, right? I'm working very hard to secure my future with Darielle. We have a house that I'm trying to renovate. And that's why I travel to help Americans who don't have access to clinicians such as myself. I know, right? I'm such a fucking nice person. This is terrible. This video is already a disaster. But anyways, it's time for me to go back home, take a little time off, spend time with family. And I can't wait to snuggle my dog. Oh my God. I want his ears to slap my face like I'm a cheap prostitute. I don't fucking care. That's my joke. I just said it. No matter how much you bitch at me or how much you offend me, we can't unsay it. Like, now you know, like, what I'm thinking. And no matter how outraged you are, it doesn't change the fact that I just used that example. I want my dog's ears to slap my face like I'm a college student with daddy issues. I'm gonna snuggle right up in his ears. Oh my God, I can't wait. And my cat, I can't wait to see my cat. Oh, my cat, he's such a dick. And that's why I love him, right? Because he'll sit on the table. He'll sit on the table, and then you go into the kitchen, you go into the refrigerator, you get your thing, and he's just watching you. He's watching you like, I'm watching you, you little bitch, right? That's what he's saying to me. And I know he's saying it because he's got that look where his eyes are half open. You know what I mean? Kind of like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know, like that kind of look. And then when I go to try to walk past him to go outside, a little bitch swats me in my arm, right? He just swats me. But he's not mad at me. He's not swatting me because he's mad at me. He's just kind of like giving me a little hit on my arm to be like, hey, where's my pet rub? And it's so selfish. He's an asshole. He's so selfish, but he's a lovable asshole. And I feel like me and him have a lot in common because you all love me and I'm kind of an asshole. So in a weird way, I like my dog a lot. I love him, but I feel like my cat describes me. However, I do feel like I'm part dog when I get super hyper and I'm like, hey, me, I want attention, right? You cannot pretend like you don't like attention and also run a YouTube, all right? So I'm like that dog that's like wagging his tail every time I'm circling around a door when I'm about to release a video. And I'm like, hey, YouTube, hey, over here, look at me. I want attention. Hi, hey, you want to go outside? You want to run around? What the fuck is this video? I don't even know what this video is. We're supposed to talk about me kiting with magician, but instead... Oh, when I genuinely tell you my videos are done in one take, it's always a disaster. I never know what's going to... That's what I love about improv. Because like when you guys watch this video and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like I go back and like rewatch my video as it's uploaded. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, all these people, right, they go to, like, I feel like we live in a society where everybody tries to act like they're smarter than what they are, right? That's why there's so much misinformation on Facebook, so much misinformation on Twitter. You know, people talk about shit they literally know nothing about. Like, they'll come out and talk about COVID-19 shit, and they don't know anything about medicine, but because they read one article, they become a parrot. I genuinely think that most people's spirit animals are parrots. You know why? Because what they do is they read one article about something, they copy and paste it, they write this long-ass Twitter or Facebook rant about something they know nothing about, and instead of saying, hey, I want to actually be educated, can people teach me, they take a position on something they know nothing about because they're fucking parroting information. I'm telling you, most people's spirit animals are parrots. Anyways, I don't know why I'm going on this rant, but I feel like most people try to preach about things that they know nothing about. For instance, you know, science research, stuff in the medical field that's at least within my scope of practice. those are things that I've studied for a long time, but I know nothing about cars. So I'm not going to go on Facebook and Twitter and tell you what car to buy because I don't know shit about them, right? So I'd be like, hey, can anyone recommend me a vehicle that I need to buy, right? That's the sort of person that I am. Why am I going on this rant? I'm going to tell you why I'm going on this rant, okay? Because even people who end up getting their college degrees, their college education, to become clinicians, whatever, I feel like in today's society, everybody feels like they have to act like smarter than you. And they have to act more professional than you. And they have to act like they actually got their shit together. And I don't like that as a clinician and as a healthcare provider because let me tell you something. Some of the people that I work with, I know they're going through shit, right? And we can never talk about it. We can't talk about it. We're not allowed to because we have to pretend like we're better than you, right? Like, I'm your clinician. I gotta be fucking perfect. And there's no way me and you are similar. You know, you're coming to me to help you out in life and I'm smarter and nah. So anyways, after grad school and all that stuff, right? It's so funny to see which routes people go because you see a whole bunch of clinicians who have like these super, super professional Instagram and they're so child friendly. They're great people. They're remarkable people. You have people out there who just are really, you know, there's nothing wrong with professionalism. Nothing whatsoever. But then you got persuadable. You got persuadable where after grad school and after I just went downhill. I'm like, after grad school and I was like, oh wow, I can actually get into a grad program and they don't know my actual personality. I go through grad program, go through that, you know, pass my national boards, and then it's just going downhill. I've just come out with, that's when I joined YouTube. And you got everybody who tries to be super professional. They try to talk about shit that they don't know so they seem more intelligent. And then you got Persuadable that talks about chicken nuggets. I talk about my dog's ears hit me in the face like I'm a cheap prostitute. Like I'm a gigolo, right? I think that's the right term. I'm sorry. We can call me a cheap gigolo. We got to make sure that that's gender neutral, right? We don't want to make that exclusive to one sort of gender. I don't like that sort of stuff. You know, that's the other thing. Oh, I'll get on to that in a second. And making tentacles jokes about Feaster. I mean, it's just going downhill, right? I'm supposed to act like I'm smarter than you all. Instead, I'm pretty sure most of you question why you watch me by the time I'm done with my videos. You know, that's another thing. People will be like, oh, Persuadable, why are you so provocative? The question is, am I provocative? I understand I am a little provocative. I understand that I have a lot of sex jokes. I love sex jokes. Sex jokes make me get by in life, okay? And I've been cooling off on the dad jokes a little bit because a lot of times I Google the dad jokes. And I don't know, I like dad jokes, but I'm much more provocative than that. And I also don't want to pretend like I only like dad jokes because then you might actually think that I don't have this raunchy sense of humor, which I obviously do. But in terms of being provocative or not provocative, right, there's people out there who will make way worse jokes than me. In my entire YouTube career, I think I made one religious joke. One. And I typically stay away from gender jokes. I actually don't talk about ethnic jokes or racist jokes. I actually stay away from a lot of that. I just thought, don't get me wrong, I used to talk like that. I just don't anymore. I just don't really find, you know, much humor in putting that on YouTube, right? You know, once in a while, my mom and I will, you know, joke around with each other. She'll be like, why don't you go mow the lawn? Like, Ma, I ain't mowing the lawn. It's way too manly for me. What are you talking about, mow the lawn? I'm a princess. Princesses don't go mow lawns. We chill. We look pretty. That's my job, Mom. And she'll be like, you're ridiculous. So, and that has nothing to do with what women can and can't do. That's a joke about me, obviously, emasculating, or whatever that word is, emasculating myself. Because that's another problem. I feel like men, oh my God, I feel like they're so dramatic. They try so hard to prove their masculinity these days. Not all men, that's not right? We don't gotta cater. But I do feel like a lot of people really do that these days. They gotta prove that they're macho, and they gotta prove that they're providers. And I'd be over here like, Dario, we got a mouse in the house? Boo-boo. You getting rid of that. So this is my rambling. Oh yeah, we have some good gameplay. I'm playing Magician. But yeah, about the video that we're all supposed to be watching. about the... I don't know. I feel like I'm changing my YouTube a little bit. Because, like, I don't always like talking about every little tiny thing I do. Oh, look at him. He's circling around over here. He's moving around. Oh, so good. That's so good. Anyways, that's the end of my video. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This video is a disaster. You all have a good day. Bye. Oh, yeah, that's the last thing. Like I said, I ain't perfect. I come out with some stupid-ass jokes, things like that. None of us are perfect. But always root for people's growth and that they can improve and that they can become better people. I think that we have forgotten how to do that as a society, where somebody makes a mistake and we condemn them forever. Believe in education and growth and character development. Bye.